This is number 17 through 19. Number 17 says to describe the sequence of transformations. When I'm looking at this, I actually see that B here is at the top, B is at the top. C here is on the right of this triangle, but it's on the left of this triangle. A here was on the left side of this triangle, and now it's on the right side. Everything kind of reversed, or in other words, flipped in direction. And so I can see that a reflection has occurred. So one of the things that I want to do is include a reflection, and I'm going to start with that. Typically when I look for a sequence of transformations, I want to start and say, was there a dilation? There is no dilation. Then I want to look for rotations and reflections next, if possible. And this one has a reflection, because then what I can do is at the end, I can just slide into place if I have that opportunity. These are B prime prime, A prime prime, C prime prime. And so that means we're going to do this in two transformations. Now, when we reflect this, you can reflect it over the y-axis. You can reflect it pretty much over any vertical line. I'm just going to actually reflect it over this line just to provide you a different perspective. But remember, there's more than one way to solve these problems. So when I reflect it, let's talk about what that line is. Reflect over the line x equals 1. That means at this point we'll stay put. This is 2 away, so now it's going to go 2 this way. That's going to be B prime. And then C is 1, 2, 3, 4 away, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4 away. There's my C prime. And this is still my A prime. So here is my figure. Matches the same look here. And all I have to do is just slide this over. So let's just look at how to get C prime over here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the left. So we're going to translate. 4 units left. And now we're going to go down 1, 2, 3. So down 3 units. Again, we could have taken this and we could have reflected it over this y-axis here. And when we reflected it over the y-axis, the translation would have changed a little bit. Just the numbers in which you're going, but not the direction. So multiple ways you can actually approach this. I'm just providing you one possibility. Numbers 18 and 19, the same is true. You can actually approach it one way. I'm actually going to just model what I would do in my class. I'd start with a dilation if possible, and I see that this one did have a dilation. So let's see if we can find that scale factor. This is a horizontal line, and a lot of times when you have that horizontal line here, those are like side lengths. You can actually try to find your scale factor. See, this is B and this is B prime prime, which means what we're working with here is that there's going to be multiple transformations, 2 transformations. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units long for this one, and 3 units long for this one. Since we went from this big pre-image to this image, we're getting smaller. So we have either 6 over 3 or 3 over 6. Which one of those would be a scale factor that would result in a smaller object? And the answer would be 3/6, which is 1/2. So the first thing I might say is I want to dilate by 1/2. Now that we did that, we need to see where we're at. If I dilate this B, B is currently at 2, 2. If I dilate that by 1/2, that's going to put me at 1, 1. So that's where my B prime would be. A is at 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, so 6, 4. If I cut that in half, 6 would go to 3 and 4 would go to 2. So 6, 4 would change to 3, 2. So 1, 2, 3, comma 1, 2. And that's going to be where my A would be at. Make sure I'm counting this right. I can't quite see 6. Nope, that's 4. Okay, didn't think that looked right. So there's where my A prime would be. And then lastly, C here is at 8, comma 2. And so half of that would be 4, comma 1. So there's 4, comma 1, that's C prime. If you look here, right there is where our triangle is at. And now it looks like it just reflected over this line. This line right here is the x-axis. So we can reflect over the x-axis. Again, there's more than one way you can approach this. This is just me showing you one particular method to get there. Number 19. And number 19, I'm going to look and see. I've got CB on the bottom. of this triangle, and now it's on the top. A was on the top of the triangle, now it's on the bottom. Seems like there's some kind of reflection, and it looks like it reflected this way, so it reflected over a horizontal line. So pick a horizontal line. I'm going to just pick this line right here, just to show you a new perspective. That line right there means that I'd be reflecting over y equals 1. If I do that, this is where my C is now going to be, so C prime. This is where my B is going to be at, B prime. And then my A, which is 2 units that way, will be 2 units this way. That's my A prime. So now we're in the correct order, matching this picture here. Now we just need to translate it. So we're going to do a translation. Let's see how much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units left. And then we're going to go 2 units down. So that's just one perspective. You could have gone a different route again on these.